Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 5-Minute Bitcoin, where we onboard the masses 5 minutes at a time so you don't have to. Today, we're going to spend some time recapping everything we went over the past 2 weeks, and we're going to run over briefly the virtues of Bitcoin. Let's talk about, of course, we're going to use the example of Bitcoin, gold, and fiat currency. All right, verifiable. Now, again, we have a minus for gold, and I kind of agree with that. However, it's not a hard minus. I'd say it's leaning because gold, in fact, you can definitely detect it if you know what you're doing. You can tell, if it's, for example, 14 karat gold or 24 karat gold, if you have the right instruments. Gold bars have serial numbers on them. However, the problem with gold bars is they could be a gold foil coating around a bar of tungsten. And if you do it by weight, you would never know that it's not, solid gold. Whereas Bitcoin is verifiable, extremely verifiable. It's on a public blockchain, and there's no trust involved in Bitcoin. So essentially, you go, you get Bitcoin, and you know it's the Bitcoin. There's no counterfeit Bitcoin. Either you get it or you don't. That's the way it is with a transaction in Bitcoin. Now, with cash can be counterfeited, and even though there are serial numbers on fiat currency notes, like the dollar, the US dollar bill, for example, those have been counterfeited. And let's say that you get a suitcase full of $100 bills, and you just open the suitcase up and you look and you see the top layer is a bunch of $100 bills. You don't know if those are all $100 bills unless you count all of them. And that might take you some time. All right, let's move on. Scarcity. All right, gold has a plus mark, and I vehemently do not agree with that plus mark here on this chart, even though we're going to go with it. But gold is, okay, yeah, it's hard to find and it's hard to mine, but every year we find more gold, a lot more gold. Every year we get better at finding more gold. Bitcoin is extremely scarce. There is only going to ever be 21 million Bitcoins. No one can make more Bitcoin. Let me just put it like that. Now, over here on the fiat currency side of the chart, it gets a minus, and yes, I agree with a hard minus on that, because fiat currency, especially these days, they're just printing money. Jerome Powell at the Fed, for example, there's a famous meme. I'll show you the meme right here. It's Jerome Powell just, money printer go burr meme. At this point, it's cliche, but it's ubiquitous and you see it everywhere, especially on Twitter or X rather. But yeah, they're about to do that again. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, the fiat Ponzi scheme is coming to an end. If you don't see it, then you may not want to go any further on this channel, because basically the Bitcoin thesis, part of it is, it's a blaring bright orange light right in your face that is telling you that this fiat currency experiment that we're on is not working. It's simply not working. So let's keep moving on. Track record. Gold has a great track record. Gold has been used as a medium of exchange and wealth storage for thousands of years. Bitcoin is only 15 years old, not even. So yeah, it gets a minus. It's the first minus and only minus on the chart for Bitcoin. Now, fiat currency's only been around since 1971. Well, in our modern environment, economic environment. We've only had fiat currency since 1971 when Richard Nixon took us off of the gold standard. And now, with the fiat currency not being backed by anything other than trust, it gets a minus. And I agree with that. It's a failing system and it's horrible. So now that we've recapped it, we're going to move on tomorrow with a couple of other things. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about some nomenclature and some industry terms that you may not be familiar with that you're going to see a lot now that you're going down the rabbit hole with me. And I'm going to encourage you all to continue going down the rabbit hole with me 5 minutes at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, you've probably noticed some changes to the channel. You can see over there in the corner, I put my Lightning Network Strike app QR code. And if you want to help support the channel, please, by all means, zap me some sats. And I would love it if you would consider clicking that thumbs up button, clicking that subscribe button, and ticking that little bell for future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 5 Minute Bitcoin. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Frederick Mann, and I'm going to remind you today again to dollar cost average, HODL, and self-custody. God bless you.